Hello, everyone. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Willow's Weather Briefing. Today is Thursday, May 8th, 2025, and we have brewing storms in western Texas as well as southern Texas near Brownsville, and we also have storms brewing off the Gulf Coast into the Gulf of Mexico. Other than that, clear skies throughout the United States. Our main concerns for today is flash flooding throughout southern Texas, as well as incoming flash flooding risks for the southeast into the mid-Atlantic regions. We also have a big warm-up coming up in the next week, including regions of the desert southwest into the central and northern plains, as well as the Great Lakes regions. So since it is Thursday, we have a new drought monitor map here. The most impactful droughts being in Florida, where we have a major drought throughout regions such as Tampa, northern Miami, and into Fort Lauderdale regions. We also have an impactful drought into the Delmarva region up towards downstate New York, as well as the West Coast, including the Central Valley of California. Looking at our surface map, we have a large frontal regime which will bring lift and thunderstorms into regions such as the Rio Grande, into the mid-south regions up here, and also some rain and thunderstorms, flash flooding possible into the Delmarva region up towards the New England area. Residual moisture will bring possibly some snow into western Colorado in the higher elevations, as well as some additional rain showers into the northern plains and northern Rockies. Looking at our excessive rainfall outlook, we have a slight risk associated with those developing storm complexes in southern Texas. This is going to be our main focus for today, this flash flooding risk. Up to 3 to 4 inches of rainfall is expected in pockets of southern Texas, most importantly, regions like Corpus Christi and Brownsville, Texas. Slight pockets of 6 inches or higher is possible throughout this region, so make sure you know where high ground is and you are aware of any flash flood warnings. A general marginal risk is here in the southeastern United States into the mid-south and up towards downstate New York into New England due to that continual transport of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Tomorrow, on Friday, we have a continuation of the marginal risk throughout regions of the southeast, and also a continuation of the marginal risk up here into New York and up towards the New England region. Day 3, we also have a continuation of the marginal risk. Continued transport of that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico is going to continue to bring thunderstorms into the southeastern regions, as well as a low pressure system moving up the eastern seaboard will bring a marginal risk of flooding into the New England area. Looking at our severe convective weather chances, today we have a slight risk of severe weather along the Rio Grande, as well as the Mid-South and into central Appalachia, as well as portions of eastern Florida. This is mainly associated with a wind and especially hail risk into these areas. Severe hail is about 2-inch diameter hail or larger, 10% or greater probability of 2-inch diameter hail or larger within 25 miles of a point. So be prepared for those big ice balls. Tomorrow, we have a marginal risk throughout the southeastern United States associated with that moisture transport and slight instability aloft. This is mainly a wind and hail risk as well. And into day 3, we have a marginal risk in northeastern Florida, obviously associated with possibly some wind and hail. Tornado risk overall seems pretty low throughout the next few days. Looking at our model data here, this is what we use to diagnose weather into the future. We have some enhanced flow aloft at 500 millibars, basically across the southern United States, enhancing your shear and enabling the ability for severe storms to basically come on and initiate around these areas. Looking at our precipitation type and rate, we can see the continual transport of moisture from the Gulf Coast into Florida and across the southeast. And of course, we see that low pressure system moving across the eastern seaboard, bringing additional precipitation into areas such as the Northeast and New England. But this moisture transport will continue on, bringing moisture into the southeast for the upcoming few days. So there's going to be a few days of scattered showers and thunderstorms in the southeast. Mostly clear skies throughout the rest of the United States. However, some scattered showers and snow in the higher elevations in the western United States and Intermountain West is possible. Moving forward, this low pressure should slowly move out of the eastern United States, bringing some additional scattered showers. And there is a possibility of a low pressure system building across the eastern Rockies and moving into the plains, which will possibly be a area of concern starting middle of next week. But due to the nature of the preceding systems, we're not sure yet. There might be concerns about moisture return for this low pressure system moving into the central plains and into the Midwest. Looking at our extended range hazards, this is valid May 10th through May 14th. We have a hazardous heat risk for the desert southwest, along with flooding concerns throughout the southeast and into the mid-Atlantic regions. We also have flooding imminent into the southern Mississippi River Valley. So if we get any flash flood warnings in this area, make sure you are extra cautious and weather aware. Looking at our extended range temperature outlook, we can see a big warm-up on the way for most of the United States, especially including regions of the Great Lakes. This is associated with a ridge building in and high temperatures, very unseasonable for this time of year. We also have above average temperatures in areas of southern Texas associated with very dry desert air being moved into the area. Below average temperatures throughout the western United States because of that troughing and bringing colder air from the north. Precipitation outlook for the next 6 to 10 days. We have above average precipitation progged for the mid-Atlantic as well as the northern plains into the northern Rockies, and below average temperatures for far southern Texas. So speaking of heat, we have pretty temperate temperatures today, but as we move on, the ridge is going to slowly start to build across the southwestern United States, and this will bring unseasonably warm temperatures into areas that typically see warm temperatures this time of year. So we can see highs up to and well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in some of these areas. And this ridge will continue to bring warm temperatures. Cities such as Phoenix could see temperatures well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit into the weekend. And starting early next week, this ridge continues to move towards the central United States, and areas such as South Dakota and North Dakota, Pierre and Bismarck could see temperatures up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. As we move on to next week, we can see that the temperatures will increase throughout the Great Lakes region, being much above average. And we also see a heat risk in Texas associated with that dry desert air that's going to make its way in. And temperatures in Texas could reach up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Cities such as Midland, Odessa, San Angelo, and San Antonio, Austin, Abilene could see temperatures up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is it for today's weather briefing. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and comment below. And if you have any suggestions, this is the inaugural episode. I would also love to hear your constructive criticisms. Thank you, and have a great day.